she is up there. This isn't. I'm not dressed for this, but I'm going to show you. Okay.
Yeah, commit. Thank you.
On the desk. Like this. Oh my God, I should not be doing this. That's what she did.
Megyn Kelly has never been one to mince words, and her latest remarks about MSNBC host Mika Brzezinski have set the internet abuzz. The former Fox News host took aim at Brzezinski over a decade-old magazine photo shoot, accusing her of hypocrisy for presenting herself as a champion of women's rights, while having posed in what Kelly described as a submissive and risque position. Kelly didn't just voice her disdain, she recreated the pose in a satirical moment during her podcast, underscoring her critique of Brzezinski's supposed feminist image.
And he's sitting there in the power position like, yeah, do it, baby. Pose. Show him your brain. So I am so over her pictures about women's rights and empowerment and rape is this. You're full of shit, and we all know it.
But this is more than just a war of words about an old photo shoot. It's a spotlight on a much larger narrative of shifting alliances, media credibility, and political theater. To understand the context, let's rewind. Megyn Kelly is no stranger to controversy. She's built a reputation as a sharp-tongued media personality willing to take on political figures and rival broadcasters alike. Meanwhile, Mika Brzezinski and Joe Scarborough, co-hosts of MSNBC's Morning Joe, and a power couple in their own right, have cultivated an image as vocal critics of Donald Trump. They have labeled him everything from a fascist to a threat to democracy, making their recent visit to Mar-a-Lago to meet with Trump all the more startling. The meeting marked the first time Brzezinski and Scarborough had seen Trump in 7 years. According to the couple, they sought to restart communications with the president-elect. They discussed contentious topics such as abortion, immigration, and political retribution, framing the conversation as an attempt to engage with a leader they vehemently opposed.
Joe and I went to Mar-a-Lago to meet personally with President-elect Trump. It was the first time we have seen him in 7 years.
Now, we talked about a lot of issues, including abortion, mass deportation, threats of political retribution against political opponents, and media outlets. We talked about that a good bit. And it's going to come as no surprise to anybody who watches this show, has watched it over the past year or over the past decade, that we didn't see eye to eye on a lot of issues, and we told him so.
What we did agree on was to restart communications.
Brzezinski even defended the visit by invoking her late father's diplomatic legacy, suggesting that dialogue with adversaries is sometimes necessary. But their explanation didn't sit well with their liberal audience, or with commentators like Megyn Kelly. For someone who once condemned Trump so forcefully, Brzezinski's willingness to meet with him seemed like a betrayal. Liberal pundits and social media users wasted no time denouncing the pair. Keith Olbermann called them confidence tricksters and grifters, while others accused them of normalizing Trump for personal gain. Kelly's critique went even further. During her podcast, she lambasted Brzezinski and Scarborough for their sudden about-face, accusing them of groveling for access and ratings.
How long have they been telling us that he's an existential threat, that he's a Hitler-esque figure, that he's a fascist, that women will die if he gets elected? Well, they've done a 180.
According to Kelly, the couple's decision to meet with Trump after years of vitriol wasn't about mending fences. It was about securing their relevance and possibly a future interview at the White House. She mocked their meeting as a shameless act of self-interest, punctuating her rant with biting humor and characteristic bluntness.
He doesn't need them. They've spent years knifing him all over the back nonstop. What good comes of Trump having a renewed relationship with these absolute disgusting traitors who can't stand him, who did their level best to stop him by throwing the most vile charges imaginable at him? And then they go out there, Glenn, and act like they are Henry Kissinger, like they've been asked to go to a summit to negotiate world peace.
The backlash didn't stop at public opinion. It hit Morning Joe where it hurts most, its ratings. The show's viewership plummeted in the days following the revelation of the Mar-a-Lago meeting, with some of its most loyal liberal viewers tuning out in protest. Scarborough and Brzezinski's attempt to frame the encounter as an opportunity for bipartisan understanding only fueled the narrative that they had compromised their principles. Adding fuel to the fire was Kelly's revisit of the 2012 Vanity Fair shoot featuring Brzezinski and Scarborough. The photograph, which showed Brzezinski perched on a table with one leg provocatively raised, became the centerpiece of Kelly's critique. For Kelly, the photo symbolized what she saw as Brzezinski's performative feminism, a stark contrast to her vocal advocacy for women's rights. Scarborough and Brzezinski were once seen as allies of Trump during the early days of his 2016 campaign, only to become some of his harshest critics as his presidency unfolded. Their relationship with Trump has been a roller coaster, marked by public feuds, biting criticisms, and now, an unexpected reconciliation attempt. For many, this latest chapter smacks of opportunism, a desperate bid to stay relevant in a rapidly changing media landscape.
We didn't see eye to eye on a lot of issues, and we told him so. What we agreed on was to restart communications. Who the hell do you think you are? Who gives two shits about you two restarting communications with Donald Trump? We don't need you. He won the presidency without you. In fact, with you as a sworn enemy.
And Kelly isn't the only one raising questions. The fallout from the Mar-a-Lago meeting has highlighted the broader issue of media credibility in the Trump era. As cable news networks grapple with declining viewership and shifting political alliances, the line between journalism and entertainment has become increasingly blurred. Scarborough and Brzezinski's decision to meet with Trump, coupled with their defensive tone on air, has only deepened the skepticism surrounding their motives. For Kelly, the hypocrisy of Morning Joe is emblematic of a larger problem in media today: a tendency to prioritize access and ratings over integrity. Whether or not you agree with her, her takedown of Brzezinski and Scarborough serves as a stark reminder of how easily political allegiances can shift in the pursuit of power and relevance. Now, it's time to hear from you. What do you think about Megyn Kelly's fiery takedown of Mika Brzezinski and Joe Scarborough? Was it a much-needed call-out of media hypocrisy, or do you think Kelly took it too far? And how do you feel about the Morning Joe host's meeting with Trump? Was it a genuine attempt to bridge divides, or just a ratings ploy? Share your thoughts in the comments below.